Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Eric Denman says, Mr. Z live by CPT time. CP time. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I ain't even gonna hold you. Right? Oh boy. BGF. Man. So BGS pulls this clip from what's the name of the channel? You know what? Let's actually go to that so that we can make sure we pronounce it. Hazaka News? What's it called again? I can't remember. But anyway, he pulls a clip from 1986, Mr. Z's born year, right? Shout out to Nas. Um, Mr. Z's born year, and so the women sound the same as the women now. And that's the point. So we're just going to call it 40 years later, 4 decades later. It's really like 38-ish, 37, 38-ish, right? And thank you. Hazaka News. Thank you, G. Thank you. Right. So I'm subscribed to them. I watch their stuff occasionally. They have a whole lot of like old stuff, 60s, 70s, 80s stuff, 70s and 80s stuffs galore, excuse me. And yeah, so you listen in and you realize how much of the conversation now was going on 40 plus years ago, 40 years ago, in the 70s and the 80s. So what I pull from this is exactly what BGS was saying, which is this stuff ain't new, right? And BGS said it. I want to emphasize it even more. By the way, this stream is to emphasize what BGS was saying. The whole swirler talk, the colorism talk, the I can do battle by myself talk. These men, need to know how to compromise when really you're asking them to bow down. Let's be very clear. Come on, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Fucking idiot. I'm sorry, y'all. These dudes don't know what they're doing, and like they get into this area of town and like they're blocking lanes and something about South Florida. Anybody that comes and visits South Florida, be careful of this. People will be in the left lane, all the way left lane. So let's say two lanes going south. They'll be in the left lane going south, and they realize that they have to make a right, and they will stop 2 inches before the light to bust that right. They won't go down to the next block and make a U-turn. They won't go down and make the right and then come back up, right? No. They will stop in the middle of the road, block up traffic to make that right, and vice versa. If they got to make a left and they're in the rightmost lane going north or something like that, they will stop. This thing drives me absolutely insane, right? And it happens more often than not. It's ridiculous. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. So we're emphasizing what BGS showed here. And as he said, this is a 20 or some odd minute long clip, about 24 minutes. And what you see here is the conversation we're having now. The seedling, the sprout, you could see it in 1986. Once again, the swirler talk, as I was saying before, the compromise talk, and it really is kiss my ass. They're saying compromise. It's not compromise. It's we make money now. We're educated now, and now you can't lord over us with your money. So we're going to need to quote unquote compromise. No. You're going to have to adhere to what I say, and I'm going to call that compromising. Alexa played a clip of the lighter skinned black woman saying, if I earn more than you, I will belittle you. Right? So they're framing this, and I want to be very clear because the doctor did say something a couple of times, but the framing is the men are insecure about women's newfound position. But she let it slip a couple of times that it's really not that. Is that now I got this. Now you're going to have to quote unquote compromise with me. Kiss my ass. right? So you see the seeds of this forming back then, right? And it is officially 9 o'clock on the East Coast, so we will be using profanity. And Trail says niggas ain't shit industrial complex. Exactly. Right? And you see the seeds of this forming, right? Or not even the seeds, you see the sproutlings that were laid in the late 60s and in the 70s. You're starting to see them peek out of the soil in the 80s. And they full bloom in the 90s, right? Whole trees in the aughts in the 2010s, right? And once again the rise of the Yannies and the Chrissies and the Paris Milans and the Shira Sevens, right? The Grapevine was, and that's why Mr. Z references it all the time. The Grapevine is a perfect example of what I'm speaking about. For anyone that ever watched any episodes from that, all you saw was mainly college educated black women, sometimes children of immigrants, just finding interesting 4-syllable word ways, right? Hiding behind their degree to say exactly what Trell said, niggas ain't shit, right? And you see much of that forming in the 80s. And they're not saying anything new now. Nothing. Right? All the swirler talk, all the you gotta have to deal with us now. Bow down. Tiffany Cross let that out the bag. Right? Right? All you Samuels, Kevin Samuels quoting Tariq Nasheed, whatever she said, get in line with behind black women. She let the cat out the bag with that one. Right? So all the threats, all the sayings, all the stuff we've been hearing, all on social media, you can see on this talk show, same difference. Nearly 40 years ago. All the, we don't have to stay stuck to black men. We have options. Yep. 40 years ago, saying the same. And 4 decades later, how did that work for black women? The only thing y'all increased was your same-sex loving rate. Ooh, Z, ooh. Ooh, Z. Huh? All those threats from 4 decades ago. How did that work? Shout out to BGS. These are boomers, graduated college, and you see how they're talking. For all the Yannies, we ain't gonna be like our moms. Mm-hmm. That was your mom's. How did it work? Your mom, I said this before, right? Your mom sounded like you. It didn't work. Your threats didn't work, Chrissy. The white man chase didn't work. Shira 7, Cynthia G. It didn't work. The throwing black men under the bus, that was 4 decades ago. It didn't work. All these people, my mom put up with that. I ain't gonna put up with that. Actually, your mom didn't. And guess what? It didn't work. Because here you are saying the same thing she said about her mother. That is boomers talking about the greatest generation and the silent generation. I ain't gonna be like my mom. See, our mothers from the 50s and the 40s had to do this. 1986. So that's our mothers speaking. Boomers. Now we're millennials and Gen Z, black women saying the same thing. I said it before. It failed for our moms. It failed. That's why you're living with her or she's living with you. It failed. Huh? And then y'all gonna try Yanni over here with the decenter men. Huh? It failed. I could just go get me a white man. It failed. Huh? It failed. 4 decades later, it failed. That's what I want to emphasize that BGS didn't. It failed. We don't need to deal with black men. We're going to do same-sex loving relationships. Well, look at our DV rate. We're going to go beat a bust downs for white men. Ain't work. We're going to go get our degrees and hide in academia. Ain't work. We're going to work ourselves to death. Ain't work. Decent work. I could do battle by myself. Didn't work. I'm going to put out these propaganda hit pieces about black men. Didn't work. Everything but being with the black man and not being an asshole. All of it failed. Black women, I said all of it failed. All of it. Huh? You imagine Chrissy and Yanni and Cynthia G and all these people, the Paris Milans, all of these people who speak like, I'm not going to be like my mom. I'm not going to be like my aunts. They were with abusive men. They were with right? All of these women saying that. And their mothers sounded the same in the 80s. Their mothers sounded the same 4 decades ago, 3 decades ago, 5 decades ago. I promise you, if you could find clips of women speaking, because not even the 70s, because they sounded the same. If you could find clips of black women speaking in the 60s, I promise you they were saying the same thing. I'm not going to be like my mom who just came off the plantation. Okay, yeah, that's it. Right? Black women, you want to know the craziest part? It's not even really up to black men. It's not even up to you. White society just won't let you over there. They just won't. I know it's not fair. Oh, your heart. It's not fair. I get it. Yeah. Uh-huh. This was our mothers speaking in the A, especially for us as millennials. This was our mothers. Maybe some of you as oldest of Gen Z. This was our mothers. And black women have a wealth of $5. This was our mothers. Huh? And was it Morgan Stanley says 40 some odd percent of women are going to be single and childless between 2018 and 2030, and they're saying it in glee because they're about to milk y'all for every dollar. They know they raised y'all to be hyper consumers, and you don't got no man, so you're gonna really be buying a whole lot of crap. Huh? And they're saying it in glee. With glee, better yet, sorry. Right? You imagine? Right? All of these people talking about how they're not going to be like their mothers, and this was their mothers. Huh? Huh. We can get our degrees while our mothers got degrees. Wait a minute. Did Tone Talks, did he or did he not mention multiple times now on his channel about the black mother that went to go help her daughter get student loans for college, and she had student loan debt too? Ooh. Our mothers, Gen Z, millennials, that's our mothers. Gleefully. Thank you, Tro. Thank you. Right? Huh? That's our mothers. See, as a millennial, listening to Yanni speak as if what she's saying is new, listening to Chrissy speak as if what she's saying is new, listen to Cynthia G speak as if what she's saying is new. And I want to be very clear. The reason why they frame it like that, especially because Yanni may not know, but Chrissy does. Kim Foster knows. Cynthia G, excuse me, maybe not. But the reason why they frame this like it's some new novel idea is because they don't want to admit it failed. This is to spite black men, even if it's going to harm black women. Once again, Pierce Milan, she at least said one thing right in her life. These women hate black men more than they love black women. Right? They don't want to admit that their parents, their mothers failed at their war on black men. Our mothers failed on their war on our fathers. They failed. Huh? These boomers, black women boomers, they hurt Xers, they hurt millennials, they hurt Gen Z. They failed. I want to say it again. They failed. One more Gen Z. They failed. And the Yannis of the world, and the Chrissys of the world, and the Kim Fosters of the world, and the Shira Sevens of the world, right? And the Princellas of the world, all of these women who think radical feminism on some lesbianist kick, political lesbianism, they think that's going to work. It failed. Combahee River Collective, Angry Women, anyone? It failed. All of these swirlers and divestors, our moms were saying the same, or at least our aunts were saying the same thing. It failed. Huh? We have all these opportunities now to make money and go get our college degrees, and we'll just get degreed up so that we won't need a man. It failed. Huh? I could do better by myself. I'll just use my, my toy, and I don't need no man, and I'm not going to deal with the black man because he's a loser. I can't deal with the white man because he's a racist, so I'll just have my toy. It failed. I'll just do these same-sex loving relationships. It failed. Huh? If you need any proof, watch this talk show. Boomer women were literally saying the same thing Chrissy's saying, Yanni's saying, Cynthia G is saying, Princella is saying, all of it, the same-sex loving relationships, the colorism, the swirler talk, the college degree education talk, the they're intimidated by us talk, that they hate us, not really. You hate yourself. You hate what you see in the mirror talk. Boomer black women were literally saying the same thing. And what do they have to show for it? Their daughters literally saying the same thing. What do they have to show for it? Their mothers literally saying the same thing. And what do both of them have to show for it? The fact that they're both living in the same house with no man. Uh-oh. Huh? I said this months ago. I've been saying it for years, but I said it months ago on my channel. Black women, you don't got a choice. I know it burns, it burns, it hurts. It hurts, it burns, it burns. Black women, you don't have a choice. You're going to work with and for, Z, you sit for black men, or you'll outlive us dying inside. You'll be dead inside. You'll outlive it. Black women, y'all got lower. Y'all got low. What was the mortality rate? Yeah, yeah, you're right. We died earlier. Yeah. What's worse, dying at the age of 60 or living until 85 with nothing? Right? Huh? I said it. Black women, you don't got a choice. You're going all. Let me say this. Let me say this. Everything you hear from Yanni and Chrissy and Cynthia G and Princella. I'm not gonna say Paris because Paris is just a grifter getting money off of you bitter women while she sell out in the sunset with her Nigerian husband. But all you hear from Lexus Exodus and all of that is temper tantrum talk. That's grown black women throwing temper tantrums, much of them because they got alpha widowed or because the men they find attractive don't find them attractive. The black men they find attractive. That's all Chrissy is. That's all Yanni is. That's all Lexus Exodus is. That's all Kristen Karazin was. Especially when they tell you their villain origin story, you're like, oh, you're just a bitter chick. You're just a bitter chick. Your whole persona is being the bitter chick. Cynthia G is just a bitter chick. Daddy issues. Lexus Exodus probably got alpha widowed by her black baby daddy. Yanni, ex-boyfriend stuff. Chrissy, Sergeant Willie Pete. Anyway, it started before him. I'm not even gonna front. Right? Huh? Princella, one of those dudes that she was messing with. Maybe the baby's father, the little girl's father. Huh? All of these people villain origin story is temper tantrum. It's all temper tantrum. We're talking about people in their mid and late 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s. Temper tantrum. What's the name of the older woman that tried to reprimand Toya? Inky? Temper tantrum. Sound like she got blubber in her throat. Temper tantrum. What's the older lady, other black lady, Deborah Cooper? Temper tantrum. I wondered if it was May, Jake. I wondered if it was May. Right? All of that is temper tantrum. Pathetic. And y'all think y'all were saying something different. And you're literally saying the same thing for some of you Xers that your older girl cousins were saying. For you millennials, your moms and aunts were saying. Y'all not saying nothing different. And it failed. That's the thing. It failed. The white man penis chase failed. The going to academia, okay, got my bachelor's. All right, let's go do the master's. Go get the master's. Oh, okay, you know what? That's a good advanced degree. Okay, we're going to go get the PhD. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I got my PhD. There's a reason why he had that as a drop. It failed. Hiding in the church failed. Right? Hiding in the church, praying for some naive loser ass man to come and buy you out of your struggles that much of you put in your on yourself failed. You in a church with a pastor that's praying on you and your son, Uzi, Uzi, huh? I'm going there too, Trell. Right? You at work and your white boss is Bill O'Reilly making weird ass, corny ass, flirty jokes with you. Mech. Huh? It failed, black women. Huh? Huh? What did Thanos say? You couldn't deal with your failure and it led you back to me? Something like that? It's always going to come back to the black man, black women. To hell with your ego, Chrissy. I didn't say pride. I said ego. To hell with your ego, Paris. That's why them white folks is making fun of y'all now. I said Paris. Sorry. Wrong person. Yanni. Yes, them white folks are making fun of y'all. What they have all these different people coupled up, black man with white woman, LGBTQ, whatever people of color, white woman with white man, and all this other stuff, and the black woman's hugging on herself. And you felt a certain way. What you thought, right? Oh wow, okay. And Jake says, "Yo Z, I know the I'm a PhD lady for real though. She is a menace in real life and a compulsive liar." Oh wow, oh wow. Did not know that. Okay, well, hmm. AD says, "Don't talk about Vivica like that." What Vivica got to show right now? Uh, in the black community, in the black community, what B-list actress in the black? I'm not talking about white folks. White folks don't know Vivica like that. The last time white folks heard of Vivica was Independence Day. Stop it, right? So what Vivica? So what D-list actress, C-list? Okay, let's be kind. We can be a little kind. We're gonna be a little kind. C-list actress in white society. Maybe even less than that. C-list actress in white society. No man, no kids. GC said D-list, right? Yeah, you know what? Kill Bill. Yeah, yeah. That Kill Bill was good. That Kill. You know what? You're right. Let's rewind. It wasn't Independence Day. Kill Bill. Kill Bill was the last time white folks saw Vivica A. Fox. You're right. Kill Bill. Kill Bill. That was a good ass fight scene though. Got killed with your own dagger. Goddamn. Right? Huh. Killed with your own damn dagger. Sizzle lot. By white woman. Ooh, sizzle lot. Just saying. So we have a clip from 1986 that shows us that 4 decades later, what black women are saying, they said 4 decades ago, and they don't have much to show for this middle finger to black men. For this, you will bow down. Oh, I'm sorry, they say compromise. Yeah, that's it. Huh? For this, we have choices and options too. Okay, yeah, that's it. And the white guy says, no, you don't. And the Latino men say, yeah, nah, not really. And the Asian guy says, who? Huh. The same sex loving thing. That DV rate says. And once again, I'm emphasizing this because according to so many of these black female content creators, they ain't gonna be like they mom. They ain't gonna put up with this. They ain't gonna do that. Unlike they mom, they not gonna center men. They definitely not gonna center black men. No struggle love, right? They ain't holding no black man down. They not waiting for potential and da da. And you rewind 4 decades ago, and their mothers said the same thing about their mothers. Well, will you look at that? Thank you, Jake. I love this quote. In the words of delusional Eartha Kitt, compromise for what? For who? With who? Well, yeah. With a Grinch ass smile. I see you with the wordplay, Trill. I see you with the wordplay. Charles and the Asian men are like, who you, ho? I see you. Right? And John Jones says, and thank you for the super chat, they won't admit failure because they don't believe. Right? She definitely did look like E.T. as she got older. GC said Eartha Kitt, old E.T. looking at. As she got older, it definitely, yeah. Oh, I gotta see it. I never seen Rogish imitate Eartha Kitt. Oh, I gotta see that. Right. And that's why we're covering this. Because as a millennial black man who's on social media, all we've been hearing is how millennial and Gen Z women, younger Xer black women, all of these people, they're not gonna be like their mothers. Right? They're not gonna deal with all of this stuff like their mothers. That's all we hear. Their mothers tolerated far too much from their fathers. Their fathers were abusive. Their fathers were losers. Their fathers were deadbeat. That's all we hear. Right? And then we rewind 40 years, excuse me, and their mothers said the same thing. So millennials are talking about their mothers like their mothers put up with way too much. Their mothers are boomers. We rewind 40 years, and the boomers were speaking about their mothers who came from mainly the greatest generation, some silent generation mothers, and they were saying the same thing about their mothers. Now, when you look at that, and remember the way they were speaking on that clip was like the Xers are really going to be out here, extra black women are going to really be out here doing different things and leveling up, right? Shout out to Big Mike and Pimp C having things, right? The extra women were going to be having things as they come of age. And do y'all need me to start listing the extra women of note, famous extra black women? Oh boy, do we need to start going there? I'm going to throw in millennials too. This is where we start talking about the Lisa Rays and Vivica A. Foxes. Don't make me drop the list. Dear boomer black women. Huh? Let's not start talking about the Sanaa Lathans in them. Trail. This is a song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Uh, that was a perfect song for what we saying. That's a perfect song, Trail. That was a perfect song. Right? Huh. So I'm not gonna keep y'all too long tonight. We definitely we definitely had to play this. I definitely had to make a clip about this because once again, as a black millennial man who engages in conversations on social media and who's a content creator and who reads these people's comments and who watches these people's content, black women, um, it is clear to me that they are not students of history and they don't fully appreciate the gravity of what they're saying and how ineffectual it's actually going to be in 40 years. Right? They really don't appreciate that their mothers and aunts and them were saying the same thing as them 4 decades ago. And it failed. The give black men the middle finger because we have other choices and options, whether it's college and university and getting a degree to go earn some money and then we won't need them, to same-sex loving relationships, to dating out, to hiding in the church, to hiding in academia. All of it failed. I'll check it out. And it says, I sent you some real fire. Give me a second because it's not highlighting. Oh boy, I might be going out. Okay, there it goes. I sent you some real fire to your Gmail. Be ready for this. You might not be. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Right? It failed. Right? So we're going to continue. Oh yeah, I watched. By the way, Leon, I did watch that debate. I watched the whole thing. And Leon sent me, and I'm gonna actually post it in my community chat. A debate between these four women speaking about has feminism failed or something along those lines. And yeah, it was interesting debate, right? You know, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do my own. You know what? I'm gonna put it in my community chat, and then I'm gonna do a live about it. But I'm gonna give y'all a few hours to watch it before I actually do a live about it too. Yeah, I'm gonna do a live about that. Yeah, that's how we're gonna have to do it. And once again, John Jones, thank you for the super chat. Right. So we're covering this once again to say black women, and once again, you don't have a choice. You could throw all the temper tantrums you want. Yanni, I hear you. I hear you. It's a gamble. I hear you. Well, it's not fair. And when I say I hear Yanni, because Yanni's not necessarily saying it's not fair, right? What she's saying is, I'm never going to that dark place again. I'm never going to that dark place again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. People wake up in the morning and go to work knowing they could be in a freak accident that kills them. They go to work knowing that they could be fired, right? We gamble the second you wake up. You could slip and hit your head on your counter on a countertop. You could slip and hit your head on your nightstand, and you be out. That's it. You're done. Slip in the bathroom, hit your head in the tub, and you gone. It's people from the second you wake up. Shit, you could die in your sleep. From the second you wake up, you're gambling your whole life. But these people don't want to enter into intimate relationships with black men because they might get their heart hurt. They might get their heart broken. They might spend more money and then feel, oh, he used me and play. Get out of here. Stop. Grow up. Right? These are the same people that want to use the word worthy and deserving all the time. We're worthy. We're deserving. Black men don't think we're worthy. These white men think we're worthy. These are the same people. Right? Huh. And yet, when it comes to black men, they don't really know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't want to go 50-50 because he might use me, and I don't want to earn more than him because he might use me, and I can't be with the man that I'm more educated than because he might use me, and I don't yawn. I ain't gonna be like my mom. I ain't gonna be like my grandma to him. You're right, you're worse. Ooh, Z, ooh. Because at least mom got married and then divorced. And at least grandma stayed married even though she couldn't stand granddad. At least she got something. She got a house paid for before she died. She got to live in a house she wasn't making payments on. Ooh. Huh? She got bills paid. Huh? She got a couple of kids out the deal. Huh? Y'all can keep on talking negatively about mom and grandma all you want. They got something to show for it. Right? Huh. You would think someone like Yanni, who is talking about decenter men, Yanni clears six figures because of YouTube. She's making good YouTube money. Apparently, she just moved into a nice new condo. Right? So you have the nicer things, and you're still talking about decenter men because the things aren't enough. Ooh, Z, you said that. The things aren't enough. I said it before. Everybody, women, black women, talk about I could do better by myself. Okay, cool. You put your head down, you get on the hamster wheel, and you make sure you have something. Okay. What about when you actually have something? I could do better by myself. Yeah, but what about when you good though? What about when you're good financially, right? Isn't that what isn't that what T Noir and FD Signifier were speaking about in that clip, Leon? These black women, right, that check off all of these boxes. Okay, I got the degree, I got the lifestyle, I got the money, I got the career, I got the car, I got the house. Ooh, but the man, oops. And here comes FD. How do I tell her that's patriarchy? Maybe she shouldn't want these things. Huh? Uh-oh. Thank you, Jake. Hobbies will not replace a husband. Just saying. Exactly, Trell. And here comes the Rose life. Eh. Ah, right. Decenter men. Yawn. Princella with her these men aren't good people sounding like K Michelle type talk. And that is some of the most enraging thing ever. And thank you, Lithium. Lithium says the white left does the same thing even though they are married. There is nothing worse than these. What was the name of that white lady on that interview I covered? The one that looked like Hagrid. What was her name again? I lost it. I lost her name. It's so enraging listening to these goddamn white feminists who's married to their middle class and upper middle class white husbands, and they've been married to this man for maybe a decade or two, and they're gonna be married to this man probably until death. And then they turn around, Rebecca Traister, thank you, Jake, Rebecca Traister, and then they turn around and then speak like marriage shouldn't be the answer, then it's not liberating, and it shouldn't be liberating, and and the second someone tells them, yeah, but what about the wealth building part? And what do you have to say about hypergamy? And what do you have to say about women with education? Oops. And degreed up women, yikes. And women with money, uh-oh, still trying to be hypergamous. And they either go silent or they start equivocating or they start rambling and not answering the goddamn question. Huh? Just saying. And we have a bunch of millennial and Gen Z women and some younger Xers who think they're saying something new. Huh. What is Rebecca Traister saying that radical white feminists and some black ones weren't saying in the 70s, in the 80s? What is Rebecca Traister saying that they're not? What is Chrissy saying that we didn't hear on this talk show? What is Yanni saying that we didn't hear on this talk show? Huh? When Cynthia G says abort black male babies, what is she saying different than the radical feminists from Angry Women? Right? What are they saying different? What is Princella saying different than the Angry Women in that documentary? What is she saying different? Huh? What is Paris Milan doing any different than white feminists? Speaking negatively about black men while you're married to one. White feminists speaking how marriage shouldn't be or isn't liberatory and while you're married. Huh? What is Paris doing any differently? What is she doing? Lexus Exodus got a whole black kid from a black man, apparently married to a non-black man, calling black men all type of nakers, fake ass Valley Girl voice, or interview voice, better yet. What is she saying any different? Right? What is she doing or saying any different? Chrissy speaking about colorism, texturism, featureism. What is she saying anything different than what they were saying in 1986? and how dating out might be the solution. What is any different? I said it before. Our mothers and our aunts tried that. Nobody want to talk about the aunt who been dating out. It's it's fascinating. One of the responses to Passport Bros were people talking about their aunts. Yeah, my aunt been going to Jamaica since 1980 whatever. Since 1990 whatever. My aunt them been taking trips. Let me say that in other words. Remember, cover y'all child's ears. All my Christian folks. Translation. So you saying your aunt been going to Jamaica to get fucked? To get fucked on since 1980 whatever, 1990 whatever. Which, by the way, is okay, but it shows that there is no solution if you don't end up with black men. Y'all talking about y'all aunts them been going to Italy since the 90s. So you telling me white Italian dudes been fucking on your aunt since the 90s? That's what you're saying. And that's a win for your aunt? Your aunt who still don't have no kids, never been married, and is quote unquote the rich auntie. Huh? Let me get this right. There, the clip where the black woman speaking about how these women are going overseas and they're being treated like queens, and it's like, oh, what do I deserve, what did I do to deserve to be in your presence, your queen, and yawn. Stop lying, Jesus Christ, for the love of God. But fine. We also found out in some of these talks about black women going overseas, they've been saving for all year. They've been saving for 2 and some odd years, right? They're saving to go on these trips, which means, quote unquote, that means that rich auntie don't really got it like that. Wait, so let me get this right. Rich single auntie, and I keep on saying it, is really not that rich. Why does she have to save to go on a $5,000 trip to Jamaica? If she's rich, she's not rich. She's alright auntie. She's okay auntie. Hotel, emphasis on a part of that word. Hotel, plane ticket, paying that man to be and play boyfriend treatment for about a week is gonna run her 4 or 5 racks. Rich auntie ain't rich. She's alright. Thank you, Trell. Flew out to get dug out. That's it. Better you said rich auntie ain't rich. Dun dun dun. I'm saying all these weird ass ways they think it's a solution. And exactly how did that story end? How Stella got her groove back, which is really what's her name story, right? I say her name all the time. Somebody in the comments gonna get it. What's her name again? The actual what's her name? It's right there. Oh, okay, let's go. Um, and how did that actually work for her? Right? You went to Jamaica. Let's be very clear. You hit on and made a move on the gay Jamaican brother. You moved him to America. Right? No, Angela Bassett was the character. Terry McMillan. Thank you. Thank you. Right? Terry McMillan. So you move him to America. He tell you he's gay. You start stalking and harassing him. That's his story. That's his story, right? That is stalking and harassing thing. That's not. There's police reports on that, so that's true, right? And yeah, then y'all get divorced. Then you got to disappear because it's embarrassing. And like I'm laughing, but like it ain't funny. That's embarrassing. You talk. Let's be very clear. Terry McMillan was talking like this Jamaican young man that saved her life compared to these ain't shit Black American men. Hey, all you Black American men, look at what I could do. I don't gotta adhere to you and your rules. I could do what y'all do. I can go overseas and get me a young tenderoni, right? Right. Shout out to Bobby Brown. Excuse me. I could go get me a young tenderoni and marry him, and I'm the rich one. I'm the baller, and he's just gonna adhere to my rules. I could flip the script. I could do what the men could do. Look at what I could do. Anything you can do, I can do better. Right? Right? And you messed around and ended up with a gay brother. And the thing was so embarrassing that you disappeared. Talk about Cat Williams. And Trail says, shouldn't have been talking shit. Exactly. Right? Just saying. Like that series, cute light skinned sister went to Dominican Republic, met some Dominican dude, then got her pregnant. She moved him to America, played her ass, had a whole what other girlfriend or wife or whatever in Dominican Republic. Come on, man. For any of you that know that story, these are the same people that like to excuse me, laugh at black men or white men who end up with these Asian and Latina women who same story, got a whole side family back in the Philippines or in Dominican Republic or whatever. Hey, and Jake says, so being the bust down is more honorable than being a wife. Where's the where's the spaceship? Right, time to get off this planet. Look, haven't we heard it? Shout out to Cola Booth wherever you are. I'd rather be a white man's whore than the gum on the bottom of a black man's shoe. And of course, they got to frame it like, oh, you don't treat me well. You treat me like crap. So I would much rather be the white man's whore. At least the white man is a white man in a white hegemonic society. At least he has money and power and he's white. So you know they got to frame it like that, right? But yeah. But then once again, we have to be honest about black women, women in general, especially millennial and Gen Z women, but black women specifically in their concept. What do they mean by free? When black women say free, what do they mean by free? When they speak about being liberated, what they think being liberated means, liberatory, what do they mean? And I would argue that black women, much like other American women, but black women take it to another level, their concepts of freedom is actually negative liberty. It's absolutely no constraints or restraints on their behavior, on their thought process, on how they feel and how they emote and how they show that, right? That's what I think it is. I think that's what you saw in that clip from the 1986. Shout out to BGS once again, right? And that's what we see, what it is. They want to practice negative liberty on someone else's dime. That's all this. Listen, everything you've heard these women say on social media for the past decade plus ish, all it really is I want to practice negative liberty on someone else's dime. I want to live an opulent life, giving the rest of the world the middle finger on someone else's dime. Thank you, Trell. My quote exactly. She runs, he funds. His funds, his funds, she runs. She runs it, he funds it. Ooh, the conqueror. And essentially, this is what Mr. Z is saying. Thank you for wrapping it up in a bow. And the conqueror says, until they do right by black men, everything they try is gonna crumble. Ain't that what Sealy told said to Mister? Except, but you summed it up perfect. Until you do right by me, message, right? Seriously though, dear black women, like all jokes aside, no, seriously, you can't avoid it. You can't avoid doing right by black men. I know black. It's not fair. It's not fair. Other women don't have to help build their men. Other women don't. First of all, that's a lie. See all the white feminists, heterosexual white feminists saying, "Oh, okay, we might have took this a little too far." Huh? Anybody want to say Anne Marie Slaughter? Right? Anybody want to see say Christine Imba? Huh? That's an older white woman. That's a young black woman. Both of them saying the same thing. And we might have took this too far. We might want to reconsider. Right? So black women, you don't got a choice. You're going to have to do with and for black men. You're gonna have to work with black men and work for black men. I said it. Oh, I know it hurts. Oh, it burns. It's not fair. Oh, messes with your whole concept of damsel in distress. Messes with your whole concept of being the kept woman, right? Oh no, we're in a struggle loving you to want us to build with you. And oh, my ego. Da, 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 da. No, you heard right. Messes with your whole concept of being the upper middle class or rich white woman, huh? Well, no built for no black man. No other woman got to do that to them. First of all, once again, lies. Right? Huh. So, you know, coming to a close, but I gotta definitely read this. That's why it's been up so long. And KMS says to the to the late night Popeyes run. I appreciate you and what you do. Yeah, we gotta slow down on the Popeyes. I went to the doctor earlier today. Yeah, that's done. It's done, y'all. It's done. It's over. It's over. My doctor said everything gotta stop. She didn't really say that. She didn't say that like that. She didn't say that like that. But yeah, it's done. It's done, y'all. It's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah, Mr. Z, loose with the diet is done. Her and my girl are having a whole conversation about me not having to do meal prep and eating more vegetables. They done turned me into a goddamn 7-year-old. Right? Oh God, not Panera bread. Jesus Christ. Better you said switching to Panera bread. No, hell no, not Panera bread. You're gonna catch me at sub shops and stuff like that, but not Panera Bread. Hell no. Nope. Can't do it. Rather eat a Publix freaking salad than that. Publix is our chain grocery store down here in South Florida. But yeah. Joe said, LOL, no, right? No. Oh man. No more Popeyes, y'all. We got to slow down on Popeyes. So I think I'm gonna do like one cheat day every 2 weeks or something like that. Something like that. But yeah, it's done deal. I haven't been to Panera Bread in forever, but Panera Bread is cardboard to me, y'all. It's straight. I'm gonna have to train my taste buds to like Panera Bread, Detroit. And but Detroit says Panera Bread is good for you. I know. G Seed said no cheat days, no cheat days. What am I supposed to be motivated by? By not dying of a heart attack? Right? By not having high blood pressure? By having your by having your male member work after the age of 50? Right? Uh all of that. I know. Jesus said, go hard or go home. True, true, true. Right? Oh man. Now I gotta start chill out on that, meal prep, Yeah, all of that. Energy drinks gone. That's really the thing that's been like, that's really the thing. That was the thing she was like, "What? You're doing what?" Yeah, that's gone. So we're doing tea now. She didn't even say this, but I'm gonna chill out on the coffee for a little bit and all of that. Well, actually not even a little bit. I'm chilling out on the coffee. All of that is gone. It's done. And I have to read it because it's funny. And Leon says, at 50, I'll have a robotic dick that I still beat off when I'm bored. LOL, no shame. Look, man. Ugh. And Trell says, so far, I've been drinking just water for January. It was tough at first. I bet. I bet. Right? Yeah, so I told y'all the Z household is so backwards. My girl going to the gym like 4 or 5 times a week. Ask me the last time I've been inside the gym. Her diet is like on point. My diet is absolute trash, absolute dumpster fire. My diet is the worst things you can possibly eat and drink. Z's there, right? So yeah, it's so backwards over here. So right. And Trail said, hashtag my dick still work at 50. Isn't that the goal? To still be able to get erections after 50 and 55 and 60? Right? Oh man. No Vi Charles said no Viagra needed. No, what's the other one? Cialis? No Cialis needed. Is it Cialis? Am I mistaken that for something else? Is Cialis one of the diet things, or Cialis the other male enhancement or male whatever the hell thing I'm a jigger? Right? So yeah, that's the goal. Right. So yeah. Okay, so Cialis is for ED too. Okay, thank you. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, so KMS, yeah, the Popeyes is the Popeyes is no more. No Popeyes, no more Jamaican jerk ribs and pork. Oh, that's gotta say bye to all of it, right? Gone, right? So yeah, your boy gonna try to catch up to Media Man. Yeah, right. I'm trying to be out here super soul like Media Man now, right? So that's the goal now, right? I'm gonna be walking around here looking like Charles, just a wall, right? Charles and Media Man over here looking like goddamn two walking walls. Oh man. All right. So yeah. Detroit said Lex Luthor body. I'm saying, isn't that Media Man for real though? Right? Oh man. Seriously. But yeah, so yeah, so and it begins. Man. Jadeo said, look at the bright side. You still got your girl, you're still winning. I know, right? She ain't leave me for one of them. She ain't leave me for a medium man built dude at the gym. For real. Oh man. But mess around, I'm gonna find out she cheated on me with one of them niggas. Oh man. I'm gonna be playing Brandy and Boys to Men joint in the background. What's the name of that song? Is it Lonely? No, Broken Hearted. Broken Hearted, that's the name of the song, right? Mr. Z gonna be out here looking like a 90s R&B music video, looking out the window while it's raining on the window, playing Broken Hearted in the background. My lady done ran off and cheated on me with one of these freaking Charles Faulkner built ass dudes at the gym. Right. And Spain Man said medium man out here looking like he can rip a Gatling gun right off the helicopter like rocking what's that, Fast and Furious? Yeah. Exactly right. Not heartless, right? From Better Uses Kanye West Heartless on repeat, man. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna go listen to that joint. Detroit said, "Mr. Z playing Usher." But yeah. So coming to a close. I covered this because, as BGF said, 40 years and the women sound the same, which means the progress wasn't. What progress? Yawn. They sound the same, which means that either y'all are not students of history or you're lying. Just saying. Either you're not students of history or you're lying. So choose one, right? Trail said, my goal is not to look like I'm in my second trimester before I turn 50 in December. Oh, you look at this, right? And I'm side note. Look how honest we are as a group of black men me streaming, y'all in the panel, I mean in the chat, and we're all honest right now about our insecurities, about how we look or what we want to achieve physically. And by the way, we're supposed to be the ones with all the ego and the machismo, and we always lying, and we always think we the man, and look at that, a whole lot of black men being honest about, yeah, I ain't trying to let that happen to me, and I got to work on this, and let me work on that before my lady be like, her eyes start wandering, huh? Remember, we're supposed to be the ones always fronting and lying and all the machismo, and meanwhile in real life, huh? So back to the story at hand. Um, 40 years later, and the women sound the same, worse actually, right? And thank you, Ishmael. And Ishmael says black men have never had that luxury of being honest. Excuse me, I'm reading this wrong. And Ishmael says black men have never had that luxury of not being honest with themselves. Society has made sure of this. Thank you. And continuing, we're the most grounded because we've had to be. Exactly. Exactly. Right. So, you know, it's clear that these people either aren't students of history or they're just straight up liars. Um, and this project of finding ways to not do for black men and work with black men has failed. The project has failed, and this is a very clear evidence of it. This was our mothers 40 years ago, for those of us millennials and Gen Z, right? For Xers, this is some of your older cousins, them, right? Huh. And 40 years later, we have the Yannies and the Chrissies and the Cynthia G's and the Lexus Exoduses and the sounding just like all of these women from this clip, from angry women, which I should actually put in the description box for this later on too. I actually might put the if I could find it, I'll put it in the description box also. Excuse me, so y'all can hear how these British women were saying. If I could find anything from black women from the Combahee River Collective, I'll put that in there too, so y'all can hear women from. As a matter of fact, one of the black women from Combahee River Collective was on an interview from way back. It was one of these talk shows too. Was it the one with was it the one with Tori's mom? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't that one. It was another one. It was another one. Right? Huh. And all this stuff that the women were saying before, 40 plus years ago, they're saying now, which means y'all ain't make no goddamn progress. Is it that one? I think you're right, Ishmael. And Ishmael says Barbara Smith with Ishmael Reed. I think you're right. I think you're right. And you heard her snarkiness in that, and you heard how she tried to make it sound. And remember, we're talking about what, 30 years ago, something like that, on that show? And she tried to make it. She tried to make it sound like black women race. Remember, this is decade. This isn't like 2 years ago, 5 years ago, or even years ago. This is decades ago. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Right. and she was the one speaking about black criminality. Literally sounded like and got to do for themselves. And oh, I'm Borgin. My bad. Okay, can you guys hear me better now? Hopefully, you guys can hear me better now. And yeah, so yeah, the she, what's her name again? Smith. Barbara Smith. The way she was speaking was like as excuse me, as if black men got to do for themselves and black men criminality and you know, huh? And this was decades ago. We're not talking about 5 years ago or 10 years ago or even 20 years ago. So, all right, fine then. Right? Fine then. If y'all not going to be students of history, then get buried by it. Because if your mothers and your aunts and your grandma them sounded like this 30 and 40 years ago, and if we go back to the 70s with the clips that we see, 50 years ago, and you have what to show for it? Millennial and Gen Z women, younger Xers. This is our older cousins. This is our mothers and our aunts. Right? Huh. Just saying. Anyway, on that note, everyone, we'll pause right here. Truly, y'all have a great rest of your night. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I definitely want to cover this to emphasize what BGS was saying. They literally sound the same 4 decades later. 4 decades later. 40 years later. Right? Literally the same. Wow. So, love, peace, and chicken grease. We'll pause right there. You have a great rest of your night. Go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Read something so y'all don't sound like these women on social media, black women on social media, who swear they're saying something different. And their mothers, them, and their aunts, excuse me, literally sounded the same 4 decades ago. And their moms won't tell them. I said the same thing. I thought the same things. Me and my homegirls were saying the same thing. And what I have to show for it, I'm trying to hold this cough and it got me. It got me. Right? And all I have to show for it is you, my daughter. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. When you're not a student in history. Oh, that sucks. Right? So, on that note, everyone, we'll pause right there. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Mr. Z out. All right, let me go try to talk to my lady, but she's definitely gonna be like, see, I told you, your diet trash. All right, y'all, y'all have a great rest of your night. Mr. Z out.